you just tell us a little bit about what you've seen as you traveled across the country and your feelings about the program?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you. It's an honor. And I can't thank you enough for your support over the years with Markel. It's been wonderful. I think we're a great team. The year is just starting out, so I've done a training session in Florida. And there I saw about 12, 13 horses. And there were a few horses that I didn't get to see, but I know are competing pretty well down there. And here I have about 12, 13 horses also here. And then I have another training session in Maryland at our place in April. This is the time of year now where it's kind of the search, I'll call it the search committee, you know, scouting a little bit.
Yes.
And it's still a little bit early in the year for the horses to be confirmed, because with the young horse classes, as you well know, it takes time for them to really get mature at this level. So I think in May, they're really starting to peak in maturity. So I think now we start to see the scores coming in all over the country for the young horse program. And basically now, in terms of the program itself, we're looking at this time of year, you know, let's start at the top and work our way down. The 6-year-old horses, often they're not confirmed to the flying changes still, a little bit risky still in flying changes, a lot of hope going on when riders approach those flying changes. The bending and the half passes, they're really good collection. That's probably on a good way. But in general, our 6-year-olds are still weak in this country. And that's around the world, that's not just us. And you know, there's a lot of criticism, or I should say there's controversy over the 6-year-olds. Is this test too demanding? Is it really well suited as we develop these horses? And I think that's really just rider beware, as I like to call it. It is for some horses, it is not for some horses. And I think the last thing we want in our Markel team for young horses is we don't want to push horses to something they're not suited for. Our goal, my goal is that as the coach there, is to try to be with those riders and say, you know what, let's not press them right now. We don't have to do 6-year-old class. Let's just take it easy. Let's do regular classes at second level. We don't have the changes. Or even, let's just get this horse staying at home. And we're confident with the flying changes. So as we look at 6-year-olds, I think that's maybe the most risky thing. The degree of collection and the flying changes. The 5-year-olds, I think it's a pretty easy test, actually, for 5-year-olds. There's not a lot of engagement. The hardest thing is the counter-canter tour with the canter walk, simple changes. You know, that's maybe the harder thing to have them on the hind leg, but I don't really think you can overpressure a horse to go to the 5-year-old class, except maybe the counter-canter. That's the biggest class we have, actually, the 5-year-olds. And I'd say in general, very competitive this year, looking very competitive this year. Yeah, and the 4-year-olds, I'm so glad we added 4-year-olds. So that's newer the last couple of years, and I think people have really appreciated adding 4-year-olds to our program. And the 4-year-olds, of course, only do our national championships. We don't have a world championship for 4-year-olds, but we do for the 5 and 6s. And, you know, in general, I think what the 4-year-olds have really done is they've made the breeders aware to say, you know what, I want to play this game. So I better get a good rider for my horse, because if I don't, I'm not in this game. There's a lot of attention, there's recognition, thanks to all of us, there's recognition for this whole program. And I think now the breeders are wanting to get engaged and say, hey, I want to play that game. And it's really told them, I just can't wait until they're 4 and 5, they're still growing and get going. So in a nutshell, that's what we have in the program.
Wonderful. Well, we thank you again for being here with us and appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
My pleasure as well. Program ready to go today, because I just want to follow up yesterday. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I've ridden her in here twice, and so it's this feeling in here. I'm not showing her in here, so it is what it is.
Okay, a little different. She doesn't like maybe?
Well, I don't know. I think she doesn't care. I'm more concerned with it than she is.
It's going to be good.
We'll see.
Yeah, cool. And she is showing again when?
Well, I was supposed to show in here tomorrow in an open, just a training first level class, and I'm not going to do it. So because we worked so hard the last 2 days, and so I'm just going to do a little training with Shannon, get my brain good again, because you got me thinking about so many things. It just get her thinking 5-year-old, and you know what I mean? Not to take away, but to just more for me, just to hear some voice I know, and she says, you know, it's all good, and you're doing it.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. So I think today what I'd like to do is that we don't, it's hot, number one, right? You have a long week. So today I'd like to get to that material as quickly as possible, not rushed, but get to that material that we don't overuse her, all right? And I think the biggest things I want to look at today, again, are getting you that feeling of that canter again, right?
Yeah.
That felt good yesterday.
Oh, amazing.
All right,
yeah.
so let's
the exercise, and I talked to Shannon about it, and she's like, this is good. Because I think she's saying this stuff to me, but I didn't hear it. Whatever you said, I heard it, and it was good.
This is often the case when people are used to each other, when somebody different, another voice comes in, they get it in a different way, so it's totally normal. Okay? Awesome.
Sorry.
Let's take our time, just get her warmed up, and then we'll go for it.
Thank you.